Hey there, friends. It's Javier here, coming to you live with what's your name?
Thai,
This is Ty. And what country are you from?
India originally.
He's from India, and we're in a hostel full of people, more like a community house. There's a lot of people here staying, and like the upstairs and downstairs. We literally just saw two guys get arrested. We've been watching the election results for the last two nights, and he was talking to me earlier about something about like people complaining because they can't get money for sex changes, and
It's a whole bunch of
it's
crazy.
insanity.
Well, it's not insanity. It's basically Medicare being taken to another level altogether. I mean, you've got homeless people who are getting aid, food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You do have people getting dental. You've got the dental club coming and helping all the homeless people out. All of that, which is great. But on the flip side, what we have is people complaining about the fact that, it's their right to have children, which is absolutely perfect. It is a right for everyone to have children, but someone as a taxpayer has to pay for this God-given right to do a uterus transplant and then enable them their rights to have children is a little expensive. So therefore, you do have the flip side of Medicare taken to the other level. You have the other fly side, which is where we're getting all this free medicine. So why the hell not take all this free medicine, sell it on the street, for other shit, and yeah, and then complain about the government not helping you enough because you don't have money to buy other shit because you sold all your food stamps. Your $200 food stamps for $100 so you could buy your cigarettes and a whole bunch of other crazy shit. So yeah, there is a flip side to the charity that is being doled out. And then, of course, you have everyone saying, yes, we have these lovely, lovely facilities, which is, of course, not exactly true because the stuff that they show you online and on their Facebooks are, of course, the prettier versions of what is happening, and they just do this because they in these charities require more money from the private sector to enable people who don't do shit, excuse the French.
So right.
Yeah, and they don't want to do shit because if they make money legally, not illegally, it'll show up, and therefore, if they dare, get a job and make money, then God forbid they'll have money in their bank and they won't be able to claim unemployment. And of course, it's so much easier to claim unemployment because you make more money through unemployment. Some people make more money through unemployment than through actually working. So, of course, the option of unemployment is so much more easier because then you just sit at home and cast your vote and never leave the house, never leave the television, and believe what CNN says and believe what all the television networks say because we are Americans and we know what is happening on the planet, and we've never actually stepped out of our house for the last 6 months prior to fucking COVID because that's what we used to do in the first place. Why? Because you get all your stuff ordered from Grubhub, you get your money on the house, you get your food on the house, you get your Medicare on the house, and Jesus Christ, they also give you pedicures and manicures. I didn't stand in that line, so I missed my manicure and pedicure for free. But dang, I wish I wasn't unemployed, and I was so broke that my numbers did not show that I had enough money not to get free Medicare, not to get free dental, not to get new pair of glasses, and all the rest of that jargon. So it's all about loopholes in money, and basically, if you're poor, you make more money than people who work their asses off.
And tell us about why you supported Trump and about your friends who are getting sex changes and all that.
They're not getting sex changes because they can't afford it because it costs about 70,000 to etc. But that is the next step for them. They want to do this and they want to push that in to the next step. So I mean, I think that's taking it a little bit to the extreme. Medicare, at least Obamacare, I thought was about getting people the right aid so that they don't die, not so that maybe at the end of the day, who knows, maybe guys will be claiming the government to put in their fake silicone calves, not even boobs, because they want to look better and they have a right to look better. So we have to claim that shit from the government. We have to look fucking as good as those assholes who climb mountains and actually carry all our goods from the UPS people, the people who got us our shit, the people who work at Amazon, the people who actually did something, the firemen who've actually trained all their lives, earned those fucking calves and those muscles. Those people are much more important to me. And that's what Obamacare was supposed to be for the people who really who needed it and who deserve it. And yes, even though Obama is long and gone, and this all happened during the Trump administration, I have seen people not starve, find shelter, maybe not the best of shelters, but still find shelter during the Trump government. And I am one of those lucky people who did also happen to get shelter, food, army boots, clothing, dental floss, razors, free laundry, fucking hell, and all these things because of I won't say because of Trump, but because while the Trump government has been going on, so therefore if yes, and coming from I was originally from India, but I grew up, 19 years of my life was Dubai. So Dubai is not a place where you find homeless people, because they're just not available over there because there's so much bloody money. But coming from a place in India where I have seen children go through trash and eat from the trash, and then when you see adults eating from the trash and saying, see, this is the shit I have to put up with, but taking their food stamps and then converting it to cash so that they can buy booze, and they always have a six-pack with them. I think there's a big difference between the poverty levels and the kind of poverty, what people say is poor, is a tough life. When you compare that to a third world country, and when you compare that to the United States of America, so there is the people are poor over here. People are drinking beers and shit like that on over here, and complaining about having to eat out of garbage, when people in India, long story short, their children, that their parents that will actually chop off their child's hand because they want a sympathy, not a sympathy vote, but the sympathy buck. So when they stand outside the Taj Mahal Hotel, and someone will give a $50 note or a $100 note, which will last them 3 months to 4 months of worth of food, but they get it because they got the sympathy vote. That is poverty. That is a new level of degradation of a child's psychology, which affects, so being molested and being blah 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 is completely passe in India when compared to the kind of torture people put up with all their lives. And for them, they're so numb to it that they even get comfortable living that lifestyle. So when we're comparing poverty levels and kind of the thing, it's a joke for me that you get your medicine for free, you get all of these things taken care for free, or on the house, however you want to say it, which is great. But don't complain. Be grateful.
You said you had friends that were complaining because you said earlier you personally have friends who are complaining to the government that they can't get sex changes and the government won't give them money for sex changes?
Yes. No, they can't get sex changes. They don't have the money, and they want the government to provide them for these things because it is their right to be the way they want to be. And of course, the next thing is now uterus transplants, which I don't think is possible, but that's what I was told is possible. And if it is possible, yes, scientifically, it's a great, achievement for us, because then not only, for me, so yes, I am pro-life in a certain extent, in the sense, yes, but I'm half and half on that, because I was 20, I was in a relationship, and we did break up, and then a month later, she did find out that she was preggy, and she just called me to tell me that she's taking care of the situation. She didn't even ask me for a permission.
I'm sorry to hear that.
But I was 20, and we had broken up, blah, blah, blah. And this happened. So, yes, I did go through that. But to take that away from her, for me, maybe, yes, blah, blah, blah. If just whatever. I tried to resolve the issue, tried to speak to her parents, tried to do all of that, but she wanted nothing to do with me. Point being, I'm never a woman. I will never know what it feels like to have to go through all that. But she did not want the baby. If she had the baby, we would have been ended up together. We might have been probably divorced by now. So that, blah, blah, blah. Now, because of circumstances, it turned out to be that the pregnancy did not comply by itself and got stuck in the blah blah blah, and there were issues. So that's my moral dilemma in all of that. But point being, when you have pro-life, which means this is something, having a uterus transplant is not killing the child or not doing anything. It's actually procreating life. Cannot be a bad thing. Yes, so I'm not left or right on that matter, because for me, if it's possible and it's a good thing, it's a positive thing, why stop it? At the end of the day, if we got two astronauts and the lady astronaut dies, dude, we can put the uterus in this thing, and we're halfway to Neptune anyway, so we ain't turning back. So yes,
Wow.
you know what I'm saying. So anything is possible if it is possible. So pro-life, hell yeah. Is it a bad thing? Is it wrong thing? Is it against God? Well, in the Bible and in the Quran and in a whole bunch of holy books, it says don't kill, don't lie, don't steal, don't cheat, don't do all of that. So this is, science that is enabling life. Do I love beef? Hell yeah. Will I eat beef that's grown in a laboratory because it's vegetarian? Dude, if you're going vegan and you want organic food, but you don't mind having beef that's grown in a lab,
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
that doesn't make sense.
I'm vegetarian, so it's
You know
like-
what I mean? Yeah.
and I'm not vegan. I'm vegetarian, but
But hey, it's vegan. I mean, you want to be organic about it, be organic about it. In India, you have people who won't eat carrots and onions and potatoes because you're killing the plant. So, you have extremists on every level. But eat your beef if it's grown in in a lab. You'll have side effects, or you might not, or one might not. But if it's possible to bring life to parents, be it both men, both women, whatever it may be, because uterus transplants now are possible in women as well. Point being, if it's possible to bring life into this world, I don't think that's going against God or anything like that. But if it's about destroying it, well, that's war, and all is fair in love and war as long as you play fair. And I think that's the important.
that's an interesting philosophy.
Yeah, because when you play fair in love, you win in love, and you play fair in war, because there are rules of war as well. You come to the battlefield, you do blah blah blah. That's old school war, but there are certain boundaries that people have crossed. 9/11. That's not war. That's terrorism. That's not meet me at the battlefield and we'll deal with my army, your army, and we'll deal with this shit. So all is fair in love and war, but we should learn to play it fair.
Yeah. How long have you been in DC for?
I've been in DC for about 10 days now, less than a week, about a week, 10 days.
And you came from Dubai or
Nah,
India?
okay, so
Or from another state?
so like I said, originally from India. Born in India. 1980, moved from India to Dubai. From India to Dubai, 1980 to about 96, 97, I was in Dubai. Then the transition to India. But 10 years in Bombay, not in one shot, but 7 years in Goa, again not in one shot. So that kind of 7 years here, 10 years there, kind of thing. Then England for about 7-8 months. Been in the States because final destination is Earth, but or maybe Neptune or Mars. But love it here because there's so much love and hate about this place. England is, you just love it, and there's a lot to love. Over here, it's just so much to be passionate about. Let's just put it that way, in a good way and a bad ways. And I'm never bored, and I hate being bored, just like everybody else. And so then after, Cali was about 3 months, Colorado Springs about 3 months, Miami for a week and a half, 2 weeks, which was, believe it or not, bored the hell out of me. Miami.
You were bored in Miami?
Yeah, because they had shut down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and like the one night the one weekend that I was there, county and
Because of COVID. Yeah.
Because of COVID,
Yeah.
but county but I guess I'm also reached that point in life where I'm 40 now, and I was 20. I've done my Miami. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been there, done that, got the T-shirt. So, I just needed to chill and get some decent weather after Colorado Springs, if you know what I'm talking about. But and needed to get closer to the East Coast. I needed to get closer to DC and New York, which was the plan. So I thought, hit Miami. It was for me. It was like when I was leaving. It was either Washington or Miami. But I'm glad I chose Miami first and Washington second because it's the end of that searching. I didn't find what I was looking for in Miami, but definitely DC's got what we're looking for. You know what I mean?
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So last question: what are your